Module 2, this is all about the codes of conduct. So ano po ba yung meron dito? So the area of engineering places a high value on honesty and integrity because the profession has a direct impact on our quality of life. So engineers are expected to perform professionally at all times while adhering to ethical standards. So the code of conduct specifies how employees and members of an association should behave in a specific situation. In contrast, a code of ethics informs employees or members of an organization about the types of action that the institution to which they belong accepts or encourages. So, a template for a business or corporation code of ethics and professional conduct will usually promote specific virtues such as inclusivity, respect, mindfulness, honesty, responsibility, and sensibility. So for our learning objectives, we have to describe the professional codes and corporate codes, and also to differentiate between three types of codes of conduct, which are aspirational, advisory, and disciplinary, and to understand the role of codes of conduct with respect to the responsibility of engineers, and also to identify the strengths and weaknesses of codes of conduct. So si codes of conduct, ulit-ulit ko na siyang sinasabi. So ano po ba yung definition ni codes of conduct? So by definition, si codes of conduct are codes in which organizations lay down guidelines for responsible behavior of their members. So si code of conduct are often intended as an addition to the requirements of the law. So when codes of conduct are enforced, this is usually done by the organization that formulated the code. So for us, engineers, meron tayong two types of codes of conduct that is specifically important, which are the professional code and the corporate code. So si professional code po, yun yung code of conduct that is formulated by a professional association. So one example of this is, like for example, yung mga PIIE, na pang IE, nasoli pang IE, yung mga PSME, yung nasoli pang ME. Yeah, yun yung mga professional association. And of course, yung mga PRC, yung mga association sila. Okay, so for corporate code, we have code of conduct that is formulated by a company. So from the word itself, corporate, pang corporate na rules and code of conduct. So yung po mga codes of conduct are formulated for a variety of reasons. So such as increasing moral awareness, the identification also yung interpretation of the moral norms and values of a profession or a company. So yung stimulation, ethical discussion as a way to increase accountability sa outside the world. And finally, to improve the image of a profession or company. So depending on the exact objectives of a code of conduct, a distinction can be made between the three types of code of conduct. So meron po tayong three types of code of conduct. Ano po ba yon mga yon? Types of codes of conduct, meron tayong aspirational, advisory, at saka yung disciplinary. So sa aspirational, it expresses the moral values of a profession or company. So the objective of such code is to express to the outside world the kind of values the profession or company is committed to. So most professional codes for engineers are advisory, guys. So usually they have the following more specific objectives: increasing awareness ng sensitivity ng moral issues, and also help in analyzing such moral issues and in formulating key questions or issues with respect to the different moral issues. So sa advisory code, ito po yung objective to help individual professionals or employees to exercise moral judgments in concrete situations on the basis of the more general values and norms of a profession or company. So last one, we have the disciplinary code. It's the objective that the behavior of all professionals or employees meet certain values and norms. So corporate codes of conduct are more often disciplinary. So in such cases, meron tayong mga objective to achieve that all employees act according to certain guidelines. So the formulation of codes of conduct is only one of the activities that professional association and companies can undertake to stimulate responsible behavior by their members. Tas meron din po tayong tinatawag na yung mga core. Yung professional codes for engineers provide content to the responsibility of engineers. So they express the moral norms and values of the profession. So most modern professional codes relate to three domains, yung conducting a profession with integrity and honesty and in a competent way. So yun yung isang core. So ibig po sabihin ng to practice one's profession in a competent way, meaning that the practitioner must be competent and the professional practice must be conducted skillfully. So this implies also that the practitioner must be well enough educated, must keep up to date in their field, and must take only work on their field of expertise or competence. So with integrity and honesty, guys, we mean that yung profession must be conducted in an honest, faithful, and truthful manner. So meron din tayong obligation towards employers and clients, and also the responsibility towards the public and society. So kagaya nga nung naging discussion natin, previous discussion, hindi lang po tayo nagde-decide sa sarili lang natin, kundi nagde-decide tayo kasi meron tayong mga different obligations na kailangan. So, ayun. So, I have a question. Between loyalty and integrity, which should be the most important to us, to you, to engineers? Ano kaya po? Between loyalty or integrity, which should be the most important to engineers? Libre pong tumaas ng kamay. If gusto nyo tumaas ng kamay. Between loyalty or integrity, which should be the most important? Okay, Aris.
Sir, para po sa akin, integrity po siguro. Kasi doon po siguro nasusukat or nagbe-base yung pagiging committed natin sa work o sa pagiging professional natin.
Okay, thank you. Next, Eliza.
Sir, for me po, integrity, because you can be loyal po pero wala yung integrity. Kasi nga po, yung integrity po kasi is yung quality of being honest, and mas focus po, or it centers ethical behavior po. Yun po.
Yeah, thank you. Last, Des.
Integrity din po, dahil po yung integrity po ay kung ano po yung pinaniniwalaan mong tama at mas makakabuti po dun sa pinaglilingkuran mo. And yung loyalty po is paano kung yung tatrabahuhan mo ay hindi nakakabuti yung ginagawa para sa nakararami and nagstay ka lang na loyal, naapektuhan na yung morality.
Okay, thank you so much. Sorry, napabahing na ako. So between the two, syempre mas important yung integrity. Why po, sir? So this can be a difficult decision nga at times, but bear in mind, guys, that true loyalty requires integrity. So loyalty cannot be part of a person's morals if they lack genuine honesty. So yun, this being stated nga, always put your integrity first. So just do the right thing and you will remain consistent in everything you do. Yun lang yun. Kasi mas prefer din ng mga employers yung kanilang employee ay may integrity. Bakit po? Less yung supervision. Kasi kapag alam nila na merong sariling integridad yung mga employee, of course, hindi sila mahihirapang mag-supervise ng mga tao. So mas nakakatulong yun in order for us to lead properly or to mapasunod. Kahit hindi kahit kunyari employee tayo, kahit wala nakatingin sa atin, alam natin lahat ng ginagawa natin. Parang with dun sa conscience natin, naka-base yung mga decisions natin. So, ayan. So, meron din po tayong tinatawag na conflicts of interest. Sir, ano po ba yung conflicts of interest? You have a conflict of interest if you have an interest that, when pursued, conflicts with meeting your obligations to your employer or clients. So most of the time, the ethical problems encountered in engineering practice are very complex and involve conflicting ethical principles. So one example niyan, guys, is when you have stocks in a company that produces a certain kind of measuring apparatus, and you have to advise a large client about what measuring apparatus to use. So it can also be an interest that derives from another professional role. So for example, when you advise to competing firms, although conflicts of interest do not necessarily lead to immoral behavior, it is better to avoid them because a conflict can corrupt your professional judgment and diminishes your trustworthiness as an engineer. So if a conflict of interest is unavoidable, it should at least be disclosed to the interest parties. So one example pa rin yan is, kunyari, ako, I have two jobs, the full-time work every weekdays and the part-time work every weekend. So before ako mag-work dito sa Bat State U, make sure ko na hindi siya magiging conflict of interest doon sa full-time job ko. And tinanong din ako ng HR namin kung magiging conflict of interest ba. So, meron akong mga patunay na hindi siya magiging conflict of interest. Kasi ang schedule ko din naman is Monday to Friday doon, then dito Saturday and Sunday. So, lagi po tayo, meron tayong mga pinepermahan na mga memorandum of agreement. Meron din tayong pinepermahan na siguro yung contract base, mga ganyan. If kayo ay contractual worker pa din, yung mga ganyan, nakalagay doon kung ano ba yung mga limitations ng mga gagawin ninyo as a professional. So, ayun lang din. Iwasan lang din natin yung magkaroon tayo ng conflict of interest. So, kanina nabanggit po natin na meron tayong mga obligation. So, yung first po natin, yung obligation natin towards clients and employers. So, yung obligation natin towards clients and employers are mentioned in most professional codes. So, in many cases, it is stipulated that engineers should serve the interest of their clients and employers and that they must keep secret the confidential information passed on by clients or employers. So, engineers shall act for each employer or client as faithful agents or trustees. So, according sa NSPE or yung National Society of Professional Engineers Codes of Conduct. So, engineers shall not disclose without consent confidential information concerning the business affairs or technical processes of any present or former client or employer or public body on which they serve. So, engineers shall provide impartial analysis and judgment to employer or clients, avoid conflicts of interest, and also observe proper duties of confidentiality. So for example, we have company A and company B. Diba? So si company A is your past employer and si company B is your present employer. Si company B, which is your present employer, asks certain questions about the different processes that you guys have during your stay doon sa company A. So, hindi mo siya pwedeng i-share. Kasi, it is a confidential information. Yung mga hindi confidential information, okay, pwede mo yung sabihin. Pero yung mga confidential information na alam mong confidential talaga, na pang doon lang solely, doon sa company na yon, is bawal mong sabihin. Kasi as a professional, meron tayong mga pinirmahan na agreement na sinasabi natin na hindi natin pwedeng i-share yung mga confidential information. So, dapat nare-remain yung confidentiality ng mga information, di ba? So, parang way din yan kasi ng pagtitest sa inyo ng present ni Company B kung just in case, mag-resign kayo kay Company B tapos lumipat kayo kay Company C. Di ba? Anong iisipin ni Company B? I-share mo din yung information, di ba? Parang ganun. So, as a professional, kailangan maging professional tayo. Act as a professional and be professional. Guys? So, yun yung ating tinatawag po na obligation natin towards clients and employers kahit pa naging present or former pa rin. Meron din tayong social responsibility and obligation towards the public. So, virtually, all professional codes, in one way or another, emphasize the social responsibility of engineers. So, matters frequently referred to are safety, health, the environment, sustainable development, and the welfare of the public. So, according to a limited number of professional codes, engineers must inform the public about the aspects of the technology in which they are involved and that are relevant to the public, such as the risks and hazards involved. So engineers shall hold paramount the safety, health, and welfare of the public. So engineers shall at all times strive to serve the public interest, etc., etc. So yun yung ating po mga different responsibility and obligations towards the public. So meron din po tayong stakeholder. Yung responsibility natin sa stakeholders. Ano po ba yung stakeholder principles? Stakeholder principles, it guides the relationship between company and stakeholders. The most mentioned stakeholder principles are transparency, honesty, and fairness. So tandaan. So most corporate codes also expresses our responsibilities to a variety of stakeholders like consumers, employees, investors, society, and the environment. Competitors and suppliers are also sometimes mentioned as stakeholders. Pausap pala ako, Court, pa-screenshot naman ako na patunay lang na meron tayong naging discussion for today. Then, pa-send ako dun sa GC. Ayan. Salamat! Okay, Going back, meron din tayong corporate social responsibility. So ano po ba si corporate social responsibility? Ito po yung responsibility natin or responsibility of companies towards stakeholders and to society at large that extends beyond meeting the law and serving shareholders' interests. So mission statement, familiar naman kayo siguro kung sa mission statement, vision statement, saka sa core values. Si mission statement, many corporate codes contain a mission statement that concisely formulates the strategic objectives of the company and answers the question what the organization stands for. So core values express the qualities that a company considers desirable and which ground business conduct and outcome. So recognizing a problem or its need. So si core values po, yung ito po yung nag-i-imply an appeal to the attitude of employees but do not contain detailed rules of conduct. So yung often mentioned na mga different core values, ito yung mga one word. Let's say for example, mga teamwork, mga responsibility, mga creativity, yung mga flexibility, efficiency, professionalism, loyalty, mga ganyan. So yun yung mga different core values. Pagka nakita kayo ng mga one word or two word na yun yung mga tinatawag natin na core values. So itong next slide, ina-expect ko na maraming sasagot dito kasi gusto ko lang marinig or maintindihan din natin yung anong mga different issues. What do you see as the main ethical issues arising from globalization or technological advancement? Ano ba yung mga nakikita nyong issue na nag-a-arise, ethical issue na nag-a-arise sa globalization? Raise na lang ng hand. What do you see as the main ethical issues or issue arising from globalization? Okay, Thea.
Sir, po, yung mga AI, especially ngayon po dahil yung nakaka-encounter po ako ng issues about po sa academics about AI, tapos po mga artworks po na gawa ng AI. Madami pong artists ang nagagalit kasi po ngayon ay mas lalo pong mahirap nang i-distinguish kung alin ang AI at hindi.
Yeah, one of the concern din kasi nasa technology industry din yung work ko. So, yung AI, parang nag-i-invest ngayon yung mga different companies para mas lalong lumagong yung use ng AI. So yung effect naman nun sa atin is mababa or bumababa yung opportunities sa mga tao. So sa pagdami ng AI types ng mga ang AI guys ay artificial intelligence, yun po yung hindi lang yun parang robot siyempre ang pag narinig kasi natin yung AI para ang maiisip agad natin is yung mga robot, yung mga ganyan, yung mga nagsasalitang something like this sa GMA, di ba? Meron silang mga courtside reporter, something. Pero, napapaltan. One another example is yung mga fast food chain. Like Jollibee and McDo. Di ba? Once you go there, sa fast food chain nila, parang you will be redirected to dun sa kayo yung mag-i-scroll ng inyong order. So, ginamit yun ng corporation para din mabawasan yung yung manpower. So what more pa, 'di ba? For another 5 or 10 years, baka mamaya wala na din cashier or iskan na lang lahat ng bayan. 'Di ba? Yun yung isang mga nagiging ethical issues that arises from globalization. Okay, Dre, nag-iskan na ka. Okay, sige, go.
Labor standards po. Lalong-lalo na po dito sa atin, sa Philippines.
Wait
Mababa
lang,
po
Dre, parang hindi ka masyadong marinig.
Hello. Okay ba po?
Naka-AirPods ka ba?
Opo.
Oo. Yan nga din yung sa work. Medyo hindi din marinig pag naka-AirPods. Pero sige.
Hello.
Sige.
Pakinig ka po. Hello. Labor standards po. Lalong-lalo na sa atin, sa Philippines. Mapangit na nga po yung working conditions. Tapos po, low po ang pay. Yun. Tapos po, minsan nababiolate po ang ethical principles. Yan po.
So, one of the issues then here in the Philippines is yung labor. So, napipilitan yung mga Pinoy, 'di ba, na mag-work abroad kasi nga nakikita nila na wala ditong pag-unlad. Since kung magkakaroon lang sana ng different opportunities, na kung saan wala ng OFW na kailangan pa talagang go ng abroad para lang matustusan yung mga pangangailangan. Kasi nga dito sa Philippines, one of the issues yun eh. Like, hindi din pantay-pantay yung compensation, lalo-lalo na pagka nasa province area, o na provincial area, din yung city rate, iba yung rate, pero same lang din naman halos yung nagiging work. 'Di ba? So sana, magkaroon ng solution para mabawasan yung mga ganung bagay. Okay, next. Thank you, Trisha.
Sa akin naman po, sir, siguro po ay yung pong sinasamantala po ang mga workers sa pagtatrabaho po. Para kumbaga po, parang pang-aabuso na po sa mga worker. Ano po?
Yung exploitation. Okay, sige lang, continue.
Kasi parang inaabuso nga po yung mga worker para lang po magkaroon po ng malaking profit po yung isang company. Tapos ito nga po ata yung tinatawag na exploitation po. Tapos dahil po kasi sa tingin ko po, parang sa ganitong way po, inaapektuhan po ang worker physically, mentally, and maybe po emotionally. Kasi since nga po, na-force po sila na mag-work po sa mga long hours na parang wala pong break. Yun po.
Okay, thank you. So, yun. Related lang din yun dun sa sinabi ni Dre. Let's say, for example, kasi ang mga companies kasi or yung mga lalo na yung mga big companies, they are into profit. 'Di ba? So, let's say, for example, sa US, kumukuha sila ng mga resources here in the Philippines kasi alam nila na mababa yung rate. Diba? So, sa kanila, okay, kasi malaki yung kita, pero syempre doon sa Pinoy, para unfair. Diba? Kasi, same lang naman yung ginagawa na work nung nasa sa US and nasa sa Philippines, pero bakit iba yung compensation? Diba? May ganong factor eh. So, napapaisip din napapaisip lang din si employee na bakit may mga ganon. So, parang ang unfair, diba? So, okay, next, Gemma Rose.
Sir, yung yung working standard po, yung kadalasan po kasi pag po nag-a-apply ng trabaho, need po na graduate po ng college. Kaya po, madami po sa ating mga Pilipino na nag-a-apply na lang po sa ibang bansa kasi mas malaki po ang kita doon.
I don't know din, yeah, that's very concerning. Hindi ko din talaga magets here in the Philippines why napakataas ng standard with regards to educational background. I don't know why. Like for example, yung mga kakashare, something like that, kailangan college graduate and something. Pero alam mo yun, kung ako yung HR, kahit meron kang yung kahit mathematical skills lang, and kung maalam kang mag-work, kasi lahat naman ng bagay is naaaral eh. So, wala lang, parang naaano lang ako dito sa Pilipinas. Yun nga nasa ibang bansa nga, basta siguro willing kang mag-work, kukunin nila. Sana mangyari din yun here in the Philippines. Yun lang. Luis. Okay, thank you. Luis.
Yung pagpasok po ng Gen Z po sa work industry po. Yung kakaroon po ng conflict po sa mga sa mga baguhan po tsaka po sa mga dati pong nagtatrabaho po. Kasi po yung mga Gen Z po is maano po yung emotion compare po sa mga mga luma na po na trabahador po.
Okay, that's true. That's very true. Napapansin ko din yon nung nag-handle ako ng interns dito sa work. Though hindi naman sila okay naman yung naging performance nila. Parang yung iba kong mga ka-work lang yung naka-experience na parang isang bagay lang na reklamo agad. Pero sana wag naman sanang mangyari din sa inyo yun kasi yun nga nandoon na kayo sa industry pag kayo ay naging professional. Be professional, guys. Yun lang yung hinihiling ko. Kaya tayo nag-aaral para maging professional. Ayan. So, yun lang. And also, don't let your emotions drown you from a certain decision. Huwag niyong hayaan na mag-decide kayo ng ang inyong emotion ay high. Wag. Don't. Meron tayong mga different considerations na kailangan gawin. Okay, thank you. Next, Tina.
Ayun pa, add ko lang din po sa iba pa pong nasabi kanina. Sinabi niyo rin po, sir, na yung mga corporations nga po ay nagsisik po sila sa maximize profits ay nagkakamero na din po sa work ng human rights violations po. Nagiging dahilan din po ng mga child labor o kaya po ng mga forced labor po. Ayun po.
Okay, thank you. Yen.
Siguro one thing din po ay yung pag-access po sa healthcare. Sure po yung globalization po, na-improve po nito yung access po natin sa healthcare sa madaming places. Pero it also is concern din po sa equity po sa pag-access ng mga essential medicines natin. Since yung mga companies po, mas pina-prioritize po nila yung pagkakaroon or pagkakaroon pa ng malaking profit kaysa po dun sa pagkakaroon ng mas affordable healthcare po para sa lahat.
And one concern din dyan is syempre, yung mga rural areas, mas parang kinakailangan ng mga nasa rural areas pag nagkasakit. Talagang bumabiyahe pa talaga sila sa mga cities para lang magkaroon ng access sa healthcare. Which is sana, since sa pag-rise nga ng technological advancement at saka yung globalization, sana damay din yung mga nasa laylayan. Kasi mahirap. So kayo, guys, thank you so much for your inputs. Kayo as future professionals, nakikita nyo na yung mga different issues na nangyayari sa paligid ninyo. And sana be the solution and not the problem. Alam nyo na yung mga siguro kung kayo magkakaroon kayo ng chance to create a solution to those problems, gawa nyo ng solution. And wag na kayong dumagdag sa problema. Kasi engineer na kayo, magiging engineer na kayo, and magkakaroon kayo ng mga different things sa mga bagay-bagay kung saan man kayo mapuntang industry. So, yun lang. Thank you so much for your inputs. Meron din tayong possibilities and limitations sa Code of Conduct. So, meron tayong, parang inulit ko lang yung kanina. Yung shall not reveal facts, data, or information without the prior consent of client or employer except as authorized or required by law or this code. So, Code of Industrial Engineer Ethics in the Philippines. So, the industrial engineer profession is collectively organized by the Philippine Institute of Industrial Engineers, supported by the IECB through a structured recognition and certification process in relation to the standardized practice of industrial engineering in the Republic of the Philippines. So meron po tayong basic principles. So number 1, sees other members, including those employed elsewhere, as peers or colleagues. Number 2, exercise judgment in the performance of occupational tasks and follow relevant professional standards. Number 3, accepts the profession's agreement to work in a morally permissible way. So often expressed as a code of ethics as determining in part the obligations of the role. Wait lang ha, by a break lang. Ayan. So, meron po tayo mga kani-kanyang rules din sa IE. Meron tayong general principles of an IE as a professional. Ito yung rule 1 to rule 3. Basahin nyo na lang. Sinama ko lang din dito para lang mabasa ninyo kung ano meron. So, si rule 4 and rule 5 yun yung relations sa state. Si rule 6 ay relations with the community. Si rule 7 and rule 8 yung relations natin with labor. Si rule 9, rule 9 to rule 13 yung relations natin with clients and employers. And rule 14 to rule 16 yun yung relations with colleagues and associates. So itong mga ito, if found violating any of the provisions of the code, shall be meted with admin action or sanctions such as fines and suspension. So kahit hindi naman kayo maging certified, kung hindi nyo naman choice na magpa-certified, okay lang din. Kasi basta lang, act as a professional lang. Yun lang. So ito yung tanong ko ulit. If you were to give, since IE is more on, managing people, if you were to give ethical training to engineers, would you stress knowing the law, company rules and codes of conduct, or would you instead focus on explaining the principles behind these rules? Again, if you were to give ethical trainings to engineers, would you stress knowing the law, company rules and codes of conduct, or would you instead focus on explaining the principles behind these rules? Any hands? Okay. Let's have Eileen.
Yes po.
Sige, ano mo ito? Would you stress knowing the law, company rules and codes of conduct, or would you instead focus on explaining the principles behind these rules? Own perception mo lang naman.
Sir, para po sa akin is yung stress knowing the law, company rules and codes of conduct. Kasi po sir, pag alam mo po yung mga rules, company rules po, lalo mo pong ma-adapt yung about po dun sa company. Mas lalo ka pong magkakaroon ng pakikipag-ugnayan po sa mga employees.
Okay, thank you. Another answer. Okay, Eliza.
Sir, sa akin po ay yung focus on explaining the principles behind these rules po. Kasi, ang principles naman po is nagpo-provide po sa atin ng understanding sa ating paligid or sa mundong ginagalawan po natin. Kumbaga po yung understanding of how things happen, bakit nangyayari ang mga ito. Yun po. Kasi po ang pagkakalam ko po, ang rules po is parang man-made, parang ganun po.
Yep, that's true. So, ako din, if I were to give ethical training to engineers, of course, you have to focus on explaining the principles behind the different rules. Let's say, for example, meron dyan na tapat ko, linis ko, na pinatupad. Hindi mo naman pwedeng sabihin na, okay, tapat ko, anong gagawin natin dito? Tapat ko, linis ko, it is a slogan na maglinis lang or maglinis tayo ng mga tapat natin. 'Di ba? Pero mas lalo nating maiintindihan, mas lalong natin malalaman kung bakit ba nagkaroon ng tapat ko, linis ko. Syempre, as engineers, I would create parang mga different FAQs or frequently asked questions. So siguro, kaya na-create ang tapat ko, linis ko is because meron tayong mga like for example, every day meron tayong tons of basura na nako-collect. Kasi walang proper waste segregation, yung mga ganon, something like that. So by that, nagkakaroon tayo ng mga different laws. So mas maganda, mas maiintindihan ng mga constituents na kaya pala merong ganong law. 'Di ba? Para magkakaroon sila ng idea na hindi lang siya basta pinatupad. Ano? So, yeah, that's basically it. So, yeah. Sana marami kayong natutunan for today. And laging every discussion natin, meron tayong key takeaway. Tatanungin ko kayo kung ano yung key takeaway ninyo para lang ma-refresh kung ano ba natutunan nyo for today. 'Di ba? Para sa exam, na-discuss to before. So, ayan. Okay, key takeaway. Kahit sino? Taas na kamay. Ano natutunan? Okay, tricks.
For me po, sir, is knowing the law, the code of conduct is very important po kasi it establish po yung ethical standards, promotes integrity, and ensures responsibility po as future engineers.
Okay, thank you. Next. Joyce.
Hello po. Rinig po.
Yep.
Siguro po, natutunan po ngayon ay yung mga teknolohiya nga po na guide kung paano po mag-act as a professional po pag nasa field na po. Yun lang po.
Okay, thank you. Next. Sige, yan. Ira.
Sir, yun pong about po sa loyalty and integrity po na ang integrity po is parang mas essential para po sa mga engineer para magkaroon ng para mas magkaroon po ng public trust, tapos ang integrity po must be present before you have any true loyalty po.
Okay, thank you so much. Last, Des.
Mahalaga pong malaman po yung mga rules na ini-implement po ng pinagtatrabahuhan natin, and mas mahalaga po na alam po natin kung para saan po yung mga rules na yun and paano po natin siya may-apply.
Okay, thank you. Sige, may humabol pa ba? Gemma?
Sir, yung sinabi niyo po na act professional.
Okay, natawa naman ako doon. Sige. Tunay naman, pag kayo ay nagpunta rin ng industry, act as a professional. Kasi, medyo, okay na yung state natin kapag graduate kayo. And yun, sana maraming kayo natutunan for today. I hope meron na na knowledge ngayong day with regards sa codes of conduct, different codes of conduct kung magpunta man kayo ng industry. Yun naman yung lagi kong gusto. Yung marami kayong inputs. Kasi ibig sabihin nun, pagka wala kayong inputs, ibig sabihin wala kayong natutunan, di ba? So, ayun, I think that's all for our discussion for today. Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Okay.